Let's get straight to it. CJ Stroud is the reason the Vikings should take a chance. Did you see what he did to the Cleveland Browns defense? Supposedly the number one ranking defense in the whole NFL. But he exposed them. He destroyed them. He picked them apart. His swag rubbed off on the whole entire team, including that defense. And he got his first victory in the playoffs already in his rookie season. Think about that for a second. I understand people like Kirk Cousins, but he's been in the NFL for 10 plus seasons with only one dub. Jordan Love just beat the brakes off of the Cowboys. He's a young quarterback, and he just beat the brakes. And I'm saying when he beat the brakes, 48-32. The score just ended. The game just ended. I mean, it was unbelievable. I was like, gosh, Lee. But let me get back to CJ Stroud. I understand that the team had 2 interceptions and ran it back for a touchdown. I understand all that. But the man was unbelievable. He had 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, 274 passing yards, 16 of 21, and his QBR was 98.4. His completion percentage was 76.2. Can I talk that talk? Talk that talk. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and the like button. It's definitely going down. But I had to give some props to CJ Stroud. I know I was one of the few people that actually liked this CJ Stroud coming out of Ohio. People didn't like him too much because Ohio, they don't have quarterbacks that come out that are good. They thought that most Ohio's quarterbacks are trash when they come into the NFL. And for the most part, that's true. But he broke that trend, and I'm happy for him. But let's get back to what I was saying about the Vikings. I understand Kirk Cousins when it comes to his accuracy. That's my quarterback until he's not my quarterback. Even though I look at it like this. He's 36 years old, y'all. He's 36 years old. He's about to be at least. We have to stop being so scared to go get our guy. I understand that pick could potentially be a Christian Ponder, but also on the same token, it could be a CJ Stroud. It could be a Patrick Mahomes. It could be a Jordan Love. My goodness, Jordan Love is in our division. And you know the Bears are going to get their franchise quarterback in this upcoming draft. And you know the Lions, they got Jared Goff. He reminds me of Kirk Cousins, but they're in the playoffs right now. They might possibly win the games. They about to play right now, actually. I'm going to be watching that game. But my whole thing is this. I'm just tired of being in the middle of the pack because we want to settle for these quarterbacks that are okay but not great, or good but not great. Especially if you got to pay them all this money. When we got so many holes to fill. What if the Vikings had a Jordan Love? What if the Vikings had a CJ Stroud? This wouldn't even be no conversation right now. We could focus on other things on this team. But we have to get this right. We have to take a chance. But let me get to the game. CJ Stroud was amazing. Already put his stats out there. And I just love how he carries himself, man. How he carries himself is it just, like I said, rubs off on the whole team. And Nico Collins, their wide receiver, 6 catches for 96 yards, he was doing his thing. And yes, the play calling for the Texans is unbelievable. They was doing wide receiver screens. They was doing tight end screens. They was doing a lot of different types of screens. You know what I mean? And the Vikings, we didn't do that. We wasn't successful at doing any type of screens. Running back screens, tight end screens, wide receiver screens. It was just pathetic of the play calling. It was so pathetic, the play calling for the Vikings when it came to the screen game. That used to be our bread and butter back in the day. Now, I don't know what happened. We just lost it. I don't know. But they just moved the ball around. And like I said, CJ Stroud was unbelievable. The rushing yards, Devin Singletary, he had 13 carries for 66 yards for 1 touchdown. And this game was close in the very beginning. I remember Joe Flacco threw an early touchdown, I believe, or Kareem Hunt got a touchdown, and it was close. It was 14. They got 14. It was like 17-14 or something like that. And then after that, the Texans did what they had to do, man. They balled out, and I couldn't tell who was the rookie and who was the vet. in this game because Joe Flacco looked nervous, man. He looked nervous. He threw for 307 yards, but it didn't mean nothing when he threw those 2 interceptions. And he threw the ball 46 times, 34 of 46. His running back did not help him whatsoever, Kareem Hunt, but they couldn't run the ball that much because they were getting destroyed. So that pretty much stopped the run game. The wide receivers, one of their wide receivers did okay. 85, David and Harrison Bryant, they did okay, but man, they got simply shut down, and there was nothing that the Browns could do on the offensive side of the ball or defensive side of the ball. So shout out to the Houston Texans for doing what they had to do. When it comes to possession of the ball, like time of possession, the Houston Texans only had the ball 24 minutes and 34 seconds because they kept scoring right away, it seemed like. And plus those 2 interceptions, you know what I mean? The Browns, they had the ball for 35 minutes. But all in all, man, shout out to the Texans, man. I'm a little jealous, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little jealous of this of this team, man. They got a young stud at quarterback. He's special. CJ Stroud. Shout out to the Houston Texans organization. And they doing their thing, man. I just hope the Vikings can get their guy, man. It's time to get our guy. I'm ready to get our guy. Y'all let me know in the comments below what you think about the Houston Texans and what you think about the whole situation at quarterback. I understand why people are scared, but being scared is not going to help you win. That's all I got to say. This is the end of the video. I truly appreciate you vibing with the bull. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. I'm out.
Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me. Yeah. Mike Sports Vibes, thank you for vibing with me. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go. I really do this. I'm a hybrid fan. I'm a stand-up man. Yeah. They be hating on the squads, but they really a fan. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. I'ma talk that talk about the Sixers and the Vikings. Let's go.